What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Hooded Alchemy, and today, people, we're going to be doing a tier list of different Digimon games that we've all may have played over the years. Before we get started, I want to let you know I have not played all of these games, most notably the Wonder Swan games and Atmons, unfortunately. But for the rest of the games, I've pretty much have played. So let's get started with these rankings. So the first games that I'm going to be putting actually up in S rank is gonna be the Cyber Sleuth slash Hacker Memory games. I do really love these games. They actually kind of remind me of Persona. If you've played any of the Persona games, like the fighting system in those games, they're really fun. You get to train your Digimon, raise your Digimon up, um, do different type of cases that you're trying to do, like fighting hackers and things like that. And it has a really good story. I'm hoping that um, maybe someday they'll release a part two to these games. Well, Hacker's Memory. Well, I would say Hacker's Memory is a part two, but it's actually not. It's actually a story going on at the same time as Cyber Sleuth. If you ever played those games, or if you even haven't played those games, I do suggest them. It's really fun. Um, you would have a great time playing and raising Digimon in those games um, without the different. So I know a lot of people, when they think about Digimon games, they probably think about the world games. And the world games where your Digimon actually, oh, not all of the world games, but a pretty the Digimon World, Digimon Digitize, and Digimon uh, World Next Order. Your Digimon can die in those games, um, and you have to raise a new Digimon. But in these games, it's not like that at all. Honestly, like the Digimon Story games, it's not really like that at all. You're just raising Digimon, and then you're raising their levels, de-digivolving them to try to keep raising up their altitude to try to get stronger Digimon. But yeah, your Digimon aren't dying. So I would suggest these games to anyone just starting out in the series, honestly. The next one's Digimon Survive. I'm only on chapter 4, but I'm actually gonna put this in S tier. I was really debating putting this in A tier, but the reason why I'm putting it in S tier is I really enjoy the story. Um, I know some people. I have seen some like reviews of the game. I guess people didn't know it was gonna be like a novel game, like a graphic novel game, but they've a visual novel game. Sorry about that. But they've told us that from the start. So if you didn't know it was gonna be that, maybe you weren't paying attention to what they've told you the game was going to be. The next is going to be Digimon World DS. I'm actually gonna put this in A. I've just recently been replaying this game. I haven't beaten it for this next time around, but I have beaten it in the past. I do enjoy this game, the story, um, where you get the Black Agumon story, particularly, where you get a Agumon, um, and then it goes to Pagumon, and then it's an Antilamon. I really, really enjoy this story. I do think this was a great story that they added in this game. Fun. I didn't like how you have to have like a Wi-Fi connection to pretty much beat the game because you have to get Digi eggs um, for certain missions. But all in all, I would I'll give this game an A. Well, no, I'm gonna give it a B because the next games I'm gonna give A's to. So Digimon Dawn and Digimon Dusk, I feel like Digimon Dawn and Dusk kind of fix the issues that I had with Digimon World DS. Um, Again, with these games, your Digimon don't die after a certain amount of time. Um, it's kind of like Pokemon where you're raising a Digimon up and you're going on different missions. These two games are pretty much the same, except in this game you're in the Light Fang, and this game you're in the Night Claw. But you're raising Digimon. You can do Digimon fusions, and like you couldn't do it in these games either. You can fuse Digimon. You can do different missions, different type of like species missions, like Holy Digimon, Beast Digimon, Dragon Digimon, and things like that. But this is a really fun game to play. I know most people haven't played these, but I actually have played um, the the Cross Wars. I've played Red. I'm assuming Red and Blue are the same games, but I own Red. These games are pretty fun. They're pretty much just like the Dusk and Dawn games, where you're going around trying to, you're doing missions as actually Mikey from from the show. This is like the first game where you're actually using. Well, yeah, it was yeah, not first game, but yeah, it's the only game in this series where you're actually using the main protagonist in the series. So these were fun games. I haven't beaten it. I'm like at the end, but I have not beaten the game yet. But it's a pretty fun game. World Championship, I will put in B. Um, in this game, your Digimon can actually, they do die and come back to life. But you're raising Digimon for championships, to win championships. You don't control your Digimon or anything like that. You don't really even see your tamer. You just capture Digimon, um, and raise them for tournaments and things like that. But I'm gonna put this in B only because there's not really a story to it. I like my games more with story, like a story element, honestly. So that's why I'm putting it in B. Um, Digimon Lost Evolution, I have played as well. I'm going to put an S tier. I think that is the best, like out of these games, like the best Digimon story game. From these, this the way that you you have to collect the Digimon data, like and everything like that. So that's all still the same. But what makes, in my opinion, what makes it so great is how you get the Digivolutions. Like the Digivolve, you have to collect these plates. Like that's the Lost Evolution part of it. You collect the plates and you can Digivolve the Digimon. So you can collect plates, but as long if you're not collecting them and then like doing the getting the diamonds off perfectly, like the Digimon can miss out on attacks and things like that. So I've actually beaten Lost Evolution, and I think it's a really great game. I got like a translation online, so I knew what was going on in the story, and the story is really great. Um, my favorite Digimon is One of my favorite Digimon is Beelzemon, so I was able to get like a perfect plate for him, and I was able to get the move Fist of the Beast King on him, which is probably one of my favorite. Like as a homage to Digimon Tamers, when Beelzemon uh, absorbed Leomon's data. So that's why I'm gonna give this game a S because that game's amazing. I just think it's amazing. I really wish it got localized because I would buy it again. Like if they put it like on Switch or even put it like on PlayStation or something, just remade that game. Like I just think they're missing out not bringing that like aspect over. It would be a really good game. I'm gonna put the racing game in C. I've only played it like twice. I wasn't really a fan. It was okay. It wasn't my cup of tea. It's okay, but again, if you like it, you can tell me why in the comments. And maybe you can change my mind, and I'll give it another try. Um, the spirit games I will be putting in C as well. I'm not really a fan of these games either, but they're okay. I honestly wish if they would come out now with games like this, I wouldn't mind. But they're not my cup of tea. Here we go. Yeah, so again, these games I have not played, unfortunately. They never got localized, and it's really hard to get your hands on like PlayStation games nowadays. Like Digimon games specifically, like they're so hard to come around. Digimon World, I have played, and I'm gonna put an A. It started it all for me. This is a really great game, where you raise a Digimon and trying to get its attributes up. The Digimon do die in this game, of course, but they do come back, and you can keep trying to raise like a perfect Digimon and try to save the digital world. Digimon. 2, I'm gonna put in B. It was okay. It's not my favorite Digimon game. I'll just say that. Maybe one day I'll replay it. But it's not. It's not my favorite. Um, Digimon. No. Yeah. Digimon World 3. I have not played, unfortunately. I really want to play this game. I hear nothing but good things about it. Um, I'm gonna try to play an emulator of it, but this game is amazing because I really want to try to buy this game. If I can find a way to get a hold of a copy of this game, um, it's like on my bucket list of games to play. Um, this is gonna be our first D. I do not like this game at all. From everything I understand, they like went a completely different way from Digimon World 3 and Digimon World 4. I don't like the fact that I don't really see the point of your rookie Digimon having a weapon like this. They have attacks and things like that, and things of that nature. What would what's the point of having? Yeah, just not my favorite game at all. Um, that's why I gave it a D. I'm sorry. Digimon World Data Squad, I'm gonna put in B. I know a lot of people don't like this game. I really enjoyed it. Playing it only was like how big of a Digimon fan I have been over the years. One of my favorite games to play. Um, Not really. I've only played it 3 times, but it like the story 3 times. But it's a good game. I understand like the people's faults with it, but I do enjoy this game. Digimon World Next Order, I will put an S tier. I will fight anyone on this. This was probably one of my favorite games. I'm actually playing it, live streaming it right now. It's a really good game. It's fun to play. Um, you have 2 Digimon in this game, so you have to work like twice as hard as you did in Digimon World, really, to raise 2 different Digimon. Make sure that they get along so they can fuse and go through the story. I'm playing through it right now. Again, there's going to be a link below if you want. You can check it out. I have not finished it because I started playing Survive, but it's one of my favorite games ever. I will stand on that it's a really good game, and more people should check it out. The card battle game I've never played. I just recently got into the card game. I know they've changed up the card game from the original one, but I do want to check this out. If you guys want to see like some pack openings and things like that, let me know as well. We can get that going on the channel. Also, like, and we can honestly, if you guys want, there's gonna be a lot more Digimon content on here. Like we'll be doing like figures, and things, figures and card openings and things like that. Just let me know. I will get on that for you guys. And we can do giveaways as well. Um, Here we go. I have not played these games, unfortunately. Like the PlayStation and then the Wonder Swan games, unfortunately, I never got to play. I have played this game though, and I will put this one in B. I think it's a really good game. I do like that this was the game that they gave everybody their mega yeah, ultimate evolutions. So it wasn't just Ty and Matt. Everybody got to go to their mega forms. So that was nice. And then I do like the end at the end where you can go through and play with all of the play those side quests with Davis and uh, Mikey, and all of them were in the at the end of the game. So that was fun. So this one's digitized. I've actually recently played this. I will put this in B as well. Um, I do. So this is pretty much like Digimon World, pretty much. Like, so I feel like these 3 games are all like similarly almost the same. Um, I do think it's a good game. Um, I do wish that when this game was originally released, we got it here in America, so that we would all be able to have played it at that time. And now, because now it feels like really outdated compared to these other games, because we never got these games, unfortunately. I never gotten to play this one though. I believe this one's Decode. So when she was in when she was in Digimon, she's in Digimon Survive and Digimon Next Order. I had no idea who she was, um, because they never, fortunately, we never got to know who she was. Unfortunately, I will put this in B. The original Rumble games, I think, are really good. They're fun. If you like Multiverse and Smash, these games were fun to play back then. Really good games. I will put this in D. I am not a fan of the Rumble All Star. I do think this was poorly executed on Bandai's part. Um, there was just more. I felt like they could have included in these games, but they just didn't. Um, Kind of funny. These two games, I think they kind of went for the more Digimon World 4 approach a little bit in this game, which I really wasn't a fan of. Um, so these are more games I have not played. They never gave App Monsters a chance in America. I believe the reason why, um, the game only sold like, was it like 25,000? So that's why they never gave it a chance in America, because it only sold like 25,000 in Japan. Here's next. I have not played these before. So again, with Rio, my issue is with the Rio thing is, if they were gonna put him in Tamers, why wasn't he added into the, like, why didn't they bring his games over to America? Because they put him in Tamers and they put him in the Adventure 02. Like we saw him in Adventure 02, but we never knew who he was. So they didn't do I feel like they didn't do a good job explaining to us who he was. We were just supposed to care when he showed up in Tamers, and I really wasn't a fan of that. But if they ever did re-release these games somehow, I think I think they would be great. From what I understand, like the story, from everything I've read about the games, they're amazing, but we just never got them here. Here we go. Some more games. I believe this is the original card battle game. We never got. Um, from everything I've read, this is actually the second card battle game. We got the second one, but we never got the first one. I've never played Digimon Links, unfortunately. I have played the Heroes game, though. I'll give that a C. It's like a card game, really. But this game was fun. Never played this game. Or Fusions, unfortunately. I believe this game is actually going to be released in America one day. They said this may come over, but or localized, so not just America, but everyone should be able to get this game. Um, but yeah, I believe that game's only in China. More App Monsters. Fortunately, I have not played Ria Rise. I have. I'll give a C to. I like the story, but I don't like the gacha games. They're kind of Digimon gacha games are kind of weird. Not really a fan, but I'm gonna put that in C also. Unfortunately, I'm not C, but haven't played as well. Haven't played. Not played Digimon Masters. I would put this in D, but I'm gonna put in C. I do think it's poorly translated, but I do like that you can, like, you pretty much running around and walking around, you can figure out what you're supposed to do. But yeah, this is a really good game. When there wasn't really any Digimon games coming out, I actually played this a bit, um, to try to get that, like, a fix of Digimon in, because we weren't getting, for years we didn't get anything. And like unfortunately with Digimon, that does happen where we just don't get any games at all. Um, and then the last one is Digimon RPG, I believe. I'm gonna give this a D. I know it just came out. I've played it a little bit. I'm just not a fan of this game. Just like with Digimon Masters, I think it's poorly translated, so it's kind of hard to know what to do. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna put it in D. I'll give it a try again, maybe. Maybe we will um, get some. Uh, Maybe we'll get like a playthrough of it on the channel, but that's if there's demand for it. But I'm honestly just not a fan of it right now. Maybe if someone can in the comments can give me like a tip on the game or something like that to try to make this game more enjoyable. So let me know what you guys think of my tier list. What would you change? What would you move up? What would you move down? Um, and if you have any suggestions on what games you want to see on the channel and things like that, or like what type of giveaways you want to see, um, let's see. So because I've never done this before, I'm gonna try to give this a like goal. If we can get 50 likes on this, what we'll do is we will do a giveaway, um, and we'll select a. It'll be, yeah, 50 likes, and whoever comments, I'll pick one person. Whoever, uh, you have to comment and like, of course. So if you do the both of those, comment, like, and subscribe, there'll be a giveaway on the channel for maybe we will do a pack of Digimon cards. Right now we'll do something small, and then over time we'll start doing bigger giveaways. All right. So until next time, remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Um, and then that's how you enter the giveaway. But until next time, Hooded Alchemy is out.